been waiting for me. We are waiting for Tehuti Speaks. Okay. And alright, so I'm having a little issue. Because I'm trying to get it on my phone, get it to broadcast through the phone. I think that's it. No? Yeah, it's the wrong stream. So, okay. I think maybe. But I don't see anybody in the chat. It says 3 watching, but I don't see anybody in the chat. And I just saw somebody in the chat. So, alright, so I got a little confusion situation going on here because I'm not sure how this thing is streaming. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm streaming from my phone, which is right there. Or from the link, right? The link was supposed to be linked up to my phone so that I could stream on my phone while I look at the screen. And I see myself right there, so I'm live. Hey, Spiritual Savage, I'm here, bro. That's what's up. Dr. D, you're sideways. Yeah, that's a problem, right? So I'm trying to, so I'm not sure if this is the right stream. So I might, it's like, I'm not sure if this is the right stream. Is this, it's like there's 2 streams going on. And one is the main link. And the other is this one. So let me see if it's linked up yet. No. So the main link, which I see a brother who is there, who's hanging out, waiting, is not the one that we on. Let me see if I could chat. See if I can put this in the chat for this guy. Y'all gotta bear with me. Y'all know I don't do this too often. But I'm trying to get it popping more often. Alright, so I did that. Right now, so put that sideways. That's a problem. Yeah, because that's not sideways, but that's sideways. You know what I'm saying? Mercury retrograde. Ah, we can blame it on Mercury. We gotta blame it on setback. That's no fun though. That is not cool. Let me see. Because there's no obvious way to do it. Let me see. It's like on my screen here in front of me, it's right side up. But on the screen that everybody's looking at, it's sideways. Which is not cool. Not cool at all. Alright, well, let me see how we're going to do this. Alright, y'all gotta bear with me. like that. Looks like it's a little delay here. A little delay. Mm. Yeah, my bad, yo. Mercury retrograde, man. And those guys just, I don't like the skinny screen. I like the wide screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wide body brother. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. All right, we gonna rock out like that. You know we're a little crooked. Sound like the crooked man. Whatever. All right. We're gonna have to be at peace, right? We're gonna have to, in the spirit of detachment, right? In the spirit of Amen, the spirit of Osir, we're gonna have to just, and then, right? That means submit to what is going on in the situation, right? You know what I mean? In the Kemetic prayer, we say, you know, Enene Neter, right? I submit to Neter, Itaem, who comes as Keparonk, which is the manifestations of life. So we just gonna have to submit to the manifestation of life. This is what's going on, right? We were sideways, but now we kind of a little cricket. Anyway, all right, what we got going on? What's up, folks? How we doing in the chat? We got my man Spiritual Savage in the spot. Peace, peace. And we got Dr. D in the spot. All right. Just trying to see if I could get the folks from the other side of the chat. I'm on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, the retrograde. That's what I said. Yeah, exactly with that retrograde. Retrograde is, well, I ain't gonna call it a problem. Retrograde is the situation. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It ain't a problem because, you know, we working that. We gotta work it. Whatever it is, we just gotta work it. You know what I mean? This is the lesson of the time. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta work it. Whatever it is, you gotta work it. Sometimes you gotta work with things when they ain't so comfy. That we know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so how y'all doing? Happy solstice, right? It's the first day of the solstice, right? So happy greetings from the top of the tree, right? We are, hopefully y'all doing austerities, right? So we getting pure, right? Because the time is what? The time is, you know, it's that time when we slow things down. You know what I'm saying? Slow things down, go inward and detach. You know what I'm saying? Disconnect from, you know, what's going on, like in terms of the internal wars, the emotions, the, you know, the hustle and bustle of life, right? This is the time when you slow it down. You know, slow down because you make use of the time. This is the time when it's slow out there in the cosmos, right? The sun has stopped. This is the first day that the sun is standing still. So it's going to be standing still for the next few days, next 4 days to be exact. And on that, the 25th, right, Christmas Day, it's going to start to move again, right? That's why we have Christmas at this time. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people want to, you know, spit it out like that, but that's why we're doing Christmas during this time. It's because of the solstice, right? So, yeah, no matter what religion you are, you know, you are under the solstice, right? Whether or not you observe the solstice, you are under the solstice. So whether or not you know it, today is the first day of the new year, right? This is the first day of the new year. So, you know, if you are wise, you are slowing it down and, you know, you are spending it doing spiritual things, things to progress your spirit, things to grow yourself, meditation, you know, meditation, paying attention to your dreams. You're going to find that, you know, if you are clean, right? If you done some things to clean yourself out, then you're gonna find that your dreams are gonna be very vivid, and they're gonna be very, you know, insightful. You know, you're gonna, get a lot of spiritual insight during this time. It's the time when the sheps are gonna be knocking on your door. You know what I mean? Literally trying to, get you to see stuff. Get you to understand certain things, why things going like they're going, or whatever the case. You know. So use the time, folks. Definitely use the time. Start dealing with your. This is the time to start dealing with your resolutions, right? Your New Year's resolutions. We said it, before. If you are doing this next week, right, trying to deal with your New Year's resolution on the 31st of January, of December, you're too late. You're too late. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with the force of will at that point. But in terms of getting the universe to help you in terms of the cosmos and where things are and how your spirit relates to things, right? The momentum shift, right? That momentum right now is on still. So it's the time when you go in and you do work. You go in and you see what you want to see for yourself. You go in and you start living the way that you want to live, right? You start to produce that which is in your spirit right now. Y'all see me wearing red, but right now is the time of white. There's a reason I'm wearing red right now on this broadcast, right? So, you know me. Normally, and when I get off of this broadcast, I'm gonna put on some white. But yeah, because white is the color of purity, right? White is the color of being neutral. And that's what this time is. Now is not the time for dwelling on anything, in the emotions or, arguing, fussing, fighting, things like that. Now is the time for, stillness, neutrality, purity. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully we know all about the solstice and we own it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, we didn't expect the stampede. You know what I'm saying? Just like usual, we don't really expect the stampede, but we got a couple of folks in the spot, right? And yeah, we come to do some readings, folks. So let me see here. Yeah, this is a time when you want to ask, like everything is, we live in our life, right? We are out here, right? Okay, now I think it looks like it's hooked up, just linked up together. Good stuff. Um, but we out here living our life, we making our decisions, etc., etc., right? But if we, uh-oh, what then happened? Oh, okay, weird things is going on. Mercury, bruh. All right, cooperate with me, Sebek. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate with me. What I was saying was, we want to be asking God what we should be working on. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we can't see. We can't see. It's very hard to look in the mirror sometimes. We got the ego in there popping, telling us stuff. And there's plenty of things that we don't see about ourselves, So now is the time when we ask Tehuti, say, hey, Tehuti, what's going on with me? What do I need to work on for this next year? What's what do I need to do? Aside from the things I know I need to do, right? Because that's, we are supposed to be making our decisions. But, definitely when it comes to spiritual matters, we want to put the wisdom faculty on, the case. So we asked Tehuti, what are we supposed to be working on at this time, right? Hopefully you know your IO, right? Your incarnation objective, right? The reason that you came to Earth, right? The spiritual lesson that you are, here to learn, right? The, mission that you were set upon, right? If you were set upon a mission, right? Because I guess that's not for everybody. But yeah, you know what I mean? We go to Tehuti to find these things out, right? And so, Now it's just how we cultivate that, right? So yeah, if y'all got any questions, just put them in the chat. Let me know. Yeah, anybody, if you don't know your IO, I would say get a personal reading from my person or somebody else, you know what I mean, who deals with Laduna, right? But you want to write it down. You want to keep it somewhere that it's going to be, so that you have it like forever, right? So you commit it to memory, etc. Because it's the reading that the rest of the readings that you have are going to be, um, you know, related to, right? Your incarnation objective reading is going to speak to your, career reading. It's going to speak to your reading dealing with your children. It's going to speak to your reading for getting this job or for getting what, for doing whatever you're doing. Because it's going to be speaking to some aspect of your person that you have to walk through and cultivate, right? Well, I should say cultivate and walk through, right? Um, the spiritual lessons of life. Live the spiritual lessons of life. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, let me know, folks. What's going on? All right. So, all right. Well, what we can do right now is let's do a general reading for the time, right? See what we dealing with out here in the world. I don't know if I'm on delay. I think I'm on delay. Maybe I'm on some kind of delay. Cause yeah, it's like I'm back like a lot of seconds. Okay, somebody's asking. Let me see. I don't know much about spirituality. I ended up reading the Meduna Tear Volume 1. Let me pull this down. Put my old man's on. Hold up. Oh man, now I really can't see. Let's see, Meduna Tear Volume 1, audio, video, and a suggestion from my uncle. Now I'm here. Okay. I've watched some of the Raul Neff Amen's video streams. Okay. All right. So you, brother Dr. D, right? You should be trying to get your incarnation objective. As I just spoke about, right? That incarnation objective is going to be the reading, you know, through which you're going to look at other readings that you have, um, you know, major life readings, things that you're doing, internally and externally, that IO is going to speak to you. The IO reading is going to speak to the various areas that you decide to get in life with, or go in life and do things. Right? Because like for instance, my IO is Sebek. I'm a Sebek IO, right? So Sebek is something that the various things that I'm dealing with in life are going to involve communication, right? They're going to involve me studying in some way, right? And being studious, right? So whereas earlier in my time, I was a very right-brained individual, who, it was all about, I was I still am very intuitive and things like that, you know what I mean? Operated through the right side much, visual person, that type of thing. Communication was not my strong suit. So life has basically shown me that that's where I need to get to. I need to, learn how to speak, learn how to research a subject and talk about it, learn the various aspects. And, Amen was the other aspect of the reading. So it was about God, right? Learning about God and talking about him, right? You know what I'm saying? But this reading has come up in various places in my life, right? Various places I'll see a Sebek or I'll see a Amen, and I'll understand something about my IO and how it's related to this endeavor that I'm dealing with or whatever. So, so I would suggest that you book a reading either with me or, like I say, get to a SAR set, somebody who can talk to you about the tree of life, the Lunatary readings, etc. And yeah, get you some spiritual focus. All right. Yeah. So you say you don't know much about spirituality. Yeah. Before we, you're gonna hear this term spirituality, right? Spirituality. I got a problem with the term, the way that this term is used, lately, right? Like in the various divination zones, we see people saying spirituality, but it doesn't really involve working the inner, right? The way that they're presenting it, right? Spirituality has to do with growing your spirit. That's what spirituality is. It's, should be spiritual cultivation, right? That's what spirituality is. It's when you are doing practices, that cause you to look at yourself and then work on yourself. You know what I mean? The various aspects of yourself, right? Like people are, doing juju work and calling it spirituality. Juju work is not spirituality. Juju work is, working spirits or working, these things are external. Like, you're invoking various deities or various, some cases demonology is linked up with the term spirituality. No, no, that's a term. That's not correct. You know what I mean? Spirituality is when you are focused inward on cleaning this thing up. You know what I mean? It doesn't have anything to do with, what you learn the various herbs and what they do and the candle colors and you know about the chakras. Yeah, all of that is good stuff to understand how to work your spirit, right? How to clean up your spirit. But ultimately, that's what spirituality is about. It's about dealing with your spirit. Yeah. It is possible, or is it possible to have more than one IO? No. I mean, not and be correct, right? More than one IO, right? Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so, you get a situation where, somebody does your reading and you forget it, and now you got to do another reading. I mean, that's kind of like not very good. I mean, you don't want to do that. I mean, the oracle's not going to steer you wrong. I mean, the oracle's going to deal with you the way that you should be dealt with. But you could get say you get Harutem Harukahuti, right, the first time you did the reading, and then the next time you do the reading it says Tehuti Hetep. Well, if you walk off thinking that your IO is Tehuti, then you're wrong. Tehuti was likely saying to you that we told you already. That happens various times. You know what I'm saying? Where if you did a reading already, or you asked a certain question already, the oracle will come back with Tehuti two or Tehuti tem or something like this, basically saying what you doing. You know what I'm saying? you know so yeah, I would discourage doing multiple readings of your IO. You know what I mean? That first reading that you do should be your IO reading. And I mean, like okay, say you ask a general question here and then later get the IO reading. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? um you know I wouldn't suggest doing IO reading here on this public forum because anything could come up. You know what I mean? We could talk, yeah, that is, I mean, you could be the type of person who just don't care, right? If you don't, you could, yeah, it could say anything, right? You know what I mean? And, we're going to speak about it, right? It would be good to deal with your IO, which is very, very personal in a personal setting. You know what I'm saying? A personal reading, not before the public. But yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. I say that's good information, but I mean like a double mission while here on this incarnation. Um, well, yeah. I mean, okay. So we definitely, some of us definitely have more than one thing that we are put here to do. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, but I would say master that first reading though. You know what I mean? It's like, that first reading is enough. Trust me. Like, you know what I mean? You pretty advanced. You got a couple different IO readings. You know what I'm saying? You master that IO, and then now you're on in the arena where you can start checking out other stuff. But I mean, if God puts you down here and put that as your mission, whatever it was, that first reading, you put it for a reason, and it's probably because you need help there. You know what I mean? Or you need to be of service or something like that in that whatever that zone is of that reading. So yeah, just you definitely should probably be careful about doing more than one reading for that IO. Okay, I understand, feel it. Like a prior. Hold up, screen is funny. It says like a prior. Oh, I can't see it. Crap. What is that? The heart is covering it up. The heart is covering up what you're saying right there. It says like a PRIO, and I can't see the rest of what's being said right there. Yeah, yeah. All right, but but yeah. So but if you want to ask a question, we like I said, ask a question now, but definitely make it a mission to get your IO reading done if you don't already have it. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, because you need that. You need that. Definitely need that. And like see like you see a lot of tarot readings being done and people not writing stuff down, and people kind of get into the mindset of doing divination like that. Like, I was trained a different way. Not only that, but it's definitely important to do important readings and keep them, store them somewhere where you have them. You have the ability to, look up a reading that you did 10 years ago, readings on your children, that type of stuff, like you need to know what that thing said a long time ago, not just do a new reading and new confirmations and all of that stuff. Nah, that's kind of like a lazy way to do it. Like, no, it's not very thorough. You want to record your readings. You know what I mean? Record your readings and look them up. You know what I mean? All right, so let's do a general reading for the time. All right. All right. Okay. So what's going on in our very small collectiveville? Let's see what's going on. What the Oracle speaking about today on this first day of the solstice. Nekabet Tem Cha Tem Ma'at. Nekabet Tem Ma'at. Okay, Nekabet Tem Ma'at is going on in the atmosphere. And Amen Tem Chas pops out. Okay. So I have a clue about this one. And it's a darn shame. It's a crying shame. Yeah. Okay, so we got Nekabet on the case, right? Nekabet is spell workers in this case right here. Nekabet has to do with spell work, right? People throwing out funny energies out into the atmosphere. That could be why, there's not too many people here right now. Nekabet is like, people being scarce, you know what I'm saying? Hidden influences, right? Into the negative, right? And Amen Tem is why. We got people who are not at peace with themselves, who maybe got a problem with me, you know what I'm saying? Not maybe. I mean, I got haters, folks. What can I say? I must be doing something right. I got haters out there in the world. That's, on my end. This is how I can see this immediately, right? If you look somewhere in your life, you're going to see some aspect of Nekabet. Amen. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all sitting here, right? Y'all sitting here, y'all looking. So, this is going to apply to you, but I can definitely see how this applies to me. I've done certain readings, and this links up with some of the readings I've done already that speak about haters in the background, people not at peace with themselves, not at peace with me, and so people try and sabotage. And I say, that's just such a mistake, at this time. You know what I mean? This is the wrong time to do that. Like, do spell work next week. Do spell work last week. Y'all know y'all did it last week. Don't do it now, though. I mean, I'm at peace. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? But poor you. If you're concentrating on me, right, now, then you're going to carry that into your next year. Oh, my God. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to do you. Don't do me. I got to do me. Chill out. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. Let them do what they do. I mean, if you want to get, locked up in that matrix of having me on your mind, then do what you got to do, baby. Do what you got to do. But I'm going to do what I got to do, too. So let's go to the I Ching. Let's see what the I Ching got to say about these spellers. The funny spellers. My goodness, not the spellers. Definitely a lot of haters, but that's just people projecting their negativity. It comes with this territory. Absolutely. And this is what I see now. See, now, back a little while ago when y'all saw me stop, I was dealing with that, right? I wasn't really used to this whole thing of people throwing energies at you and all that. And it was like, I can remember a long time ago thinking like, dang, you know what I mean? I don't want to have to deal with like people, putting spells on me and black magic and ooh, you know what I mean? That was like in the back of my mind. So it's like when it started to happen, it was like, it was just like it was off-putting, you know what I'm saying? But now that I've felt it, it's like, okay, like that's all you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I mean, I just thought it was worse. I really thought that I would be, really, when people throwing, you hear death spell, like people are throwing death spells at you, you know what I mean? I'm supposed to die. I was supposed to die a couple years ago. For the past 2 years, I've been supposed to die, but I ain't died yet. So, I mean, I don't know. What is that a testament about? Me or you? Yo, craziness. Technically, I didn't ask a question. Should I take any one of online courses? He has 11 principles of my art or something like that. I hardly dream, but constantly daydream. Okay, so all right, on the first thing, yeah, I would say definitely take the course. Yeah, take the course that he's talking about. Right, the Ma'at 11 Laws of God course. That is something that you want to get into, especially if you haven't, exposed yourself to it or been exposed to it already. Get that inside your mind. Get that inside your intentions. You know what I'm saying? Understand that stuff. That stuff is real. It's real. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? And I'm not even in the SAR set. Nobody. I'm receiving no payment for telling you to do that. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely, if you haven't done it, haven't dealt with the material, I would definitely suggest to get the course and deal with it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, there's a new winter solstice course going on as well. Yeah, if you don't know anything about those things, definitely get with that. You know what I mean? That's some of the best information that's out there. You know what I mean? And so yeah. All right, let's do what you came reading on this energy here. This funny spellers. Funny. All right. Open. Closed. Open, closed. Open, stress. Open, close, open, stress. Open, close. Oh, no. Open, close, closed. All right. Open, close, close. Okay, so that's the 59. Uh-huh. Into the 57. 59 into the 57, third line stress in the 59. Okay. Okay, so 59 is the hexagram of dissolution, right? Dispersion. And that third line deals with this whole thing of how you're dealing with folk. People having problems dealing with folks. Third line is the line of conflict in a hexagram, right? So, okay, dispersion of self, right? Dispersing. First of all, let's go to the beginning and just do a little bit on the full hexagram, what this hexagram is about. It's called dispersion or disintegration or dissolution in certain other texts, right? Dispersion, success. The king goes to his ancestral temple. Advantageous to cross the great water. Firm correctness brings rewards. Commentary. The hexagram is composed of the trigram Sun, wind over the trigram Kan, water. Strong winds blowing over water create dispersion and scattering. The upper trigram also represents wood, which provides a means to ride over troubled waters. In another sense, this is mental penetration, by means of which troubles can be corrected or averted. Line 5 is of the right polarity, and the ruler will find it. Will find it best to gain enlightenment at his family temple. Having received guidance, it is necessary for him to take action, which, if firm and correct, will bring rewards. Those depicted here will be involved in overcoming estrangements and conditions of disorders, and will be agents of law enforcement, legislators, counselors, etc. Much mental activity is predicted here, and for the most part, it will be ably and effectively performed, as well as the use of devices to promote unity, such as music, ceremony, religious rites and festivals. Persistence and constancy are important qualities to be developed. Admittedly, the greater their intelligence and training, the better will be their achievements. Okay, so general, right? In general, we're talking about using the mental to disperse ideas and things like that, right? Um, to disperse to push out there to other people, right? Dispersion of self, no regrets. This is the third line. Those persons are destined, those persons, I thought that would be these persons. Those persons are destined to serve others. They will be of little value to the world except through renunciation of self and possessions. This means getting rid of everything that might prove a barrier to working with and understanding others. Their goals must be completely altruistic and as universal as possible for the best results. Their accomplishments will be so satisfying that these persons will have no regrets over the life they lead. For the most auspicious, he will work with his community or country, correcting any major mistakes that occur. He will serve both his leader and people well. He will spend much time away from home, but otherwise he will have a very good home life. For the least auspicious, he will go out into the world on his own early in life and will establish himself in a foreign land. He will have a middling life with neither great achievements nor major difficulties. Okay, all right. Officer and official, he will be transferred to an outside position. Business and professional, he should consider the possibility of changing location for rendering greater results to others. Ordinary people, enterprises will be profitable and troubles will dissolve. Okay, all right, sounds pretty good. Break down barriers between yourself and others. This is about the ego, right? This line here, right? Dispersion of self, right? What are they talking about? What we call self, we're talking about the true self, right? We're talking about the Amen aspect, the highest aspect of ourselves. But they're not really using our language, how we talk, right? So when they say self, they mean the ego, right? Dispersion of the. That's matter of fact. Let's go to Shechem and Shechem, King transcripts, and see what he's talking about with this line. 59. This right here is the granddaddy, right? This is the Harlem River arrangement. King transcripts. This was a series of lectures done by Shechem Shechem back in the 80s, I believe, or 90s, right? That where basically he took each of the hexagrams and broke them down, right? He spent, and this was like a series of lectures. He did like 64 lectures on the hexagrams, and so it was transcribed, and here it is, right? These are the old school scrolls. So, even the old school scrolls with it. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. 59 is the 20. Yeah, you get your hands on one of these. Definitely got to go through with your marker and pull some stuff out. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the things he said about the 59th hexagram, right? I'm on a small island in the Caribbean, so I don't think I can contact society directly. Did you say spell work? Yeah. Yeah, we said spell work. Spell workers, yeah, people casting spells, throwing stuff out there. Good evening, everyone. Cassie May. Hey, Cassie May. Peace, peace. We are just doing some readings, you know what I'm saying? So get in where you fit in. Check it out. So, Right? The 59th hexagram deals with various aspects of selfishness. According to the line stress, it could be selfishness. It could be selfish, or one could be dealing selflessly. Counsel here is given on the various dimensions of selfishness and various dimensions of selflessness, according to the line that is stressed. All right. Okay, some other things it says. The gentle works through time, so that whenever you want to break up selfishness, you have to set about it not through fire, but through gentle, through teaching. You have to understand that this teaching can only accomplish its goal through time, so that it will take time for that to be broken up. So it's saying if you're dealing with conditions of selfishness, which have their root in ego, right, it's going to take time to bust that up. Time and much effort, repeated effort, right? When you get the 59 hexagram, the chief means of bringing about dissolving is that of egotism. That ignorance is religion, spiritual culture. So it's saying use spiritual culture to bust up the egotism, right? You really get involved in this understanding this spiritual stuff, you're going to find that the ego is the thing that kills us. I'm telling you. If you don't know it just in regular life, you know what I'm saying? The ego will destroy, us. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the ego is that part of us that believes the BS, right? All of the BS that they told you was, that's what the ego believes, right? Or that you told yourself, right? I'm this, I'm that. Listen to hip hop. Hip hop is the best example for egotism, right? And I love hip hop. I do hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably why I didn't do so well in hip hop in terms of like being out there, because I'm not egotistical like that. Yeah, I got my ego. I mean, there's a healthy part of ego, and then there's you doing too much part of ego. You know what I'm saying? The healthy part is, yeah, you want to have enough ego to protect yourself, right? To defend yourself, right? To, you know, you somebody coming against you, you know what I mean? You want to be able to, the ego is what steps up and says, no, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? You have to, go ahead and do something else, right? The ego is going to jump up and say, yeah, we're going to protect this thing over here. But the ego is also going to be that guy who says, oh, you can't do that to me. I am this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am what? You know what I mean? That ego is the I am ooh, believes that I, right? That's the wrong part of you to be saying I, right? The ego is not the one to be saying I. Ego is something that the I should use, right? Understanding the various parts of the being again. This is what the tree of life is all about. We have to understand that tree of life to know the various parts and which part we're working through, right? Which part we not trying to deal with, right? As the lead, right? Who's on your throne? Remember, we talked about that, right? Who's on the throne of you, right? And so let's go to the third line, right? Second talking about the third line says, he reads it, right? He says, I believe he's reading from the Wilhelm and Baines book here, if I'm not mistaken. He dissolves himself, no remorse. Under certain circumstances, a man's work may become so difficult that he can no longer think of himself. He must set aside all personal desires and disperse whatever the self gathers about it to serve as a barrier against others. That's what I was just talking about. Only on the basis of great renunciation can he obtain the strength for great achievements. By setting his goal in great tasks outside himself, he can attain this. This line is a transitional period. The third line in this hexagram is strongly transitional. The third line in all hexagrams is always transitional in some degree or another. This principle is more obvious and more pronounced in some hexagrams than others. Here, the transition is that counsel is given on how a person can become selfishness. I don't know if that's a typo right there. How a person can overcome selfishness. That's a brain fart. My bad. This is to put his energy into a task outside himself. So, okay, so saying that to overcome selfishness, put your put your energy into a task outside yourself, right? It's one of the ways to work on, not being selfish, obviously, right? Giving of yourself. Um, Meaning, if you dedicate your life to serving your community, if you dedicate your energies and your life to serving others on whatever level, as long as you are putting a great deal of energy outside, just trying to help your person, save your person, when you are, yeah, you got to think, the person's talking, right? So we don't talk how we write or read. So this is like that, right? When you are looking out for more When you're looking out more for the welfare of others than your personal welfare, then you have no fear, which the authors leave out here. You have no fears because you realize that what you do for others, you do for yourself because there is no separation. This will help you overcome selfishness. Here you, here you think not of what may happen to you because of what you've done. Many of you think, pardon me, y'all. Many of you think of serving others and you look around and you say, I can't do this. The folks out here are messed up. You give to them and they trample all over you. But you have to do this. Put your efforts and help mankind. You might get trampled for a while or whatever, but that is just Sebek testing you, testing your fiber to see if you're going to give up after a couple kicks in the head. Oh man, this is counsel to me, y'all. You're gonna get, and I ain't read this stuff in a while, so yeah, yeah. If you're gonna give up after a couple kicks to the head, are you gonna give up and say I've had enough? Because I've heard people say that. They say I've tried spiritual culture and I got my kick, and that's enough. I've had enough of it. But you have to understand spirituality. If you're going to make claims to be to a spiritual life, number three is going to test you. Number three is Sebek's number, right? We're talking about Mercury, right? Mercury retrograde, all that stuff, right? Number three is going to test you. He's going to come down and test you. This line is a way of overcoming your selfishness. There are many fears that you are going to get when you try to live this third line. But you have faith and understand, but have faith and understand that everything that happens to you is a test to see, are you going to waver and then cut back midstream and my person is suffering too much, yada yada. So we are thinking about you instead of your goal. So you are thinking about you instead of your goal. So yeah. So this is okay. So this is another way of speaking about what we're talking about, right? I said I immediately see what this line is with this reading, right? The Nekabet, the Amen, right? The spells and the black magic crap, whatever has been going on in the background. Uh, and then this third line is what I was talking about when I was talking about how, I was considering it like, I wasn't used to this stuff, right? But then, when I looked at it and I kind of dealt with it, it was like, okay, well, this ain't so bad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's talking about me right here. Like, well, you know, if you look at it, you can probably see you as well, right? Like I said, because again, this is a collective thing, but I can definitely see me here. You know what I mean? This is definitely a thing where, the spells start to hit you, it's like, if you're not used to it, you don't know what to expect, you know what I mean? And then you have thoughts, right? Many times, see, Nekabet is a depressive kind of energy. So the thoughts can come to you, like people send spell work, they're thoughts. They're sending emotions at you. They're sending, you know, things that affect your emotions, right? So if you're receptive to that, right, then they're gonna hit you and they're gonna beat you up. If you're not on your neutral zone, right, if you're not in the middle, like amen, right, or detached, like amen, like Osir, right, then that stuff is gonna hit you. It's gonna, you're gonna be weighed down by it, right? But if you are steeped in your Osir aspect, right? If you are, walking as the white light, right? If you are firm in your neutrality disposition, then the spell work will hit you. You'll feel it, and then you'll wipe it off, right? Go do a salt bath. You know what I mean? Go, get some frankincense smoke, and just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But it's like these things that take you off your game, right? These things that take you off your focus, right? Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. You know, there are spell workers in the background. I know that because I've done certain readings that tell me that already. That's why when I saw this again, it's like and so yeah, be careful about what y'all are going through. Like I don't know, people's personal situations, but if you're listening to what I'm saying, somewhere you can probably identify some aspect of something hidden going on in your thoughts. Are you depressed right now? Are you having thoughts of being depressed? Are you having thoughts of, just not being at peace? You know what I mean? That would be, possibly dealing with spell work, you know, possibly dealing with, funny individuals in the background trying to affect you. And like I say, once again, some of these people that I know who are doing this, they know these things. They know about these principles. So these are people who have gotten off this understanding, right? People who used to know this stuff, right? But have ignored it for some reason because, I don't know, they see a better way in trying to affect, what I'm doing. I don't know. If you want to make me the master of your life, I say, okay. If you want to put me in your head and, wow, see, Seven of Wands, Four Swords in reverse. Seven of Wands is blocking, Four Swords is being at peace. So, yeah, but if you want to not be at peace, right, and think about me and something that you think I did to you, or, you know, be mad because I left your presence because you wasn't right. If you want to be in your ego to that degree, right, as to think that you can do things and not get left, then that's on you. You make me the master of your life, and I say, okay, I'll be the master of your life. I'll be the master of your mind, if that's what you want. Nine of Wands, right? Somebody's beat up out here. It's a wounded warrior situation. This is either the person that they're throwing spell work at or themselves, right? Who's being beat up? The moon, right? There we go. This is it. The oracles are speaking to each other. This is Nekabet, Tem, right? The moon hidden in the background. What's hidden from you? What's hidden that you can't see? Somebody going woogly, woogly, woogly in the background, right? Okay. King of Cups, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio folk, right? Trying to affect the king. What you messing with the king for, right? Ace of Swords. You telling the truth, right? Somebody don't want to. Somebody wants to mess with the king's stuff, right? King got stuff going on. You got new things going on. Y'all want to mess with him, you know? All right. If that's what y'all want to do, like y'all can try. But I mean, we gonna keep going. You might even if you succeed tomorrow, messing with some circumstance, you still hasn't haven't affected my resolve. If we talking about me, right? You know, I'm resolved to keep going until I get it. So if you want to, you know, be in that prison of the mind that has you wanting to, you know, thwart me, you're gonna be really upset when you see that it didn't work. And then the karma that you call to yourself, right? You must be someone who don't believe that things come back, right? And I'll throw it back at you. So yeah, then you deal with that. Deal with it when it comes back to you. You know, how you gonna deal with it when it comes back to you? If I'm the king of your life, then I can predict that you won't deal with it well. You won't. You're not prepared to deal with it if you already have made me the king of your life, right? Then you're someone who doesn't have stability mentally. You're in a prison. You're in a mental prison. You know, when the energy comes back, you're gonna have to deal with it. Yeah. What else we dealing with, folks? Let's see. I was a book smart guy, science and music, says Dr. D, who's trying to be more intuitive and athletic. All right. Um, I have a friend who uses the I Ching, and he told me everything I learned in a higher education was BS. Well, I mean, you know, yeah, I would say not everything, but yeah, like when we're talking about uh, the stuff that really matters, right? If you came here by yourself, butt naked, and it's a school, right? Then, you know, it's about growing your spirit. So if the stuff that you learned in college didn't teach you about growing your spirit, then it is, you know, not the you know, but I wouldn't throw it out like that, right? I would, you know, because you need stuff. You need to know how to operate in the world because you're in the world. It's not, you know, well, you did say you were on an island. so so I guess I can't say that, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You're in this world and you got to deal with your spirit, but you got to deal with the world. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are just on a straight up island somewhere. But nah, you know, you're gonna have to be educated on various things. You know, finance. You know, you know, I don't know, various you know, y'all. There's a bunch of things that you got to deal with in life. You know, how you going to, you know, communicate with people. You know, various things. So yeah, I mean, I can see some merit in that statement. You know what I'm saying? But you know, ultimately, it's best to deal with things that are going to grow you spiritually, like the I King. I King is a very, you know, spiritually focused situation here. You know what I mean? I King is, you know, the I King will warn you. It says, this is only for, I am only for superior people, right? If you're not superior, then, you know, you're not going to receive anything from this I King, you know? You know, I King put it to you like that. I King speaks in terms of, you know, superior people, inferior people, right? Well, you know, it's like people would say that's kind of arrogant to say. It's not. I mean, you know, what is inferior? Inferior is someone who is not thinking in terms of his higher self, right? A superior person is someone who's thinking in terms of their higher self. Someone in, you know, who's, you know, if you're, you know, inferior, you're out in the world, you're really dealing with the external things of life. You're not going too deep with this thing. And that's okay for some people, you know. Some people, you know, aren't, you know, like everybody can't like be, you know, a spiritually focused, you know what I mean, person, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There's different levels of development. So at some point, you know, we've all been someone who wasn't that spiritually focused. You know what I'm saying? But you evolve, hopefully. You know what I mean? If you walk in this planet, hopefully you evolving. Like, you know, we're like, you know, growing as we do this thing. So yeah. 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 So, yeah, yeah, we're down to very little people here. So, yeah, we've been going for about an hour, right? Yeah. So, anybody got any readings that you want? You know, what I mean, we can go ahead and get them off, right? You got a question? You know what I mean, you want to throw out there, you know what I mean, at this point, like there's no cost or whatever like that. We just, whatever with that, you know what I mean. um you know but if you know this is the solstice, folks, so this is the time to get your divination on, you know what I mean, time to understand what the spirit wants from you, wants for you, you know what I mean, what the spirit is thinking about, what you want, etc. So, you know this is the time to do it. Thanks for coming out, by the way. You know what I mean? We down to, a couple people who are still in the spot. Hey, thanks for joining. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate you. You know what I mean? Yeah, we just come to talk. We know the Meduna Terra is not the most popular situation. I think I'm like the only person that's doing Meduna Terra readings, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel a little bit special. But that's my ego talking. Uh, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then life snatches it back by saying, "Hey, it's only three people in the spot." You know what I mean. But it's all good. You know what I mean. It's all good. It's all good. Y'all are the three people, right? That's a Sebek thing. You know what I mean. And I got Sebek for a cycle too. So yeah. But all right. So uh, yeah, I think that let's see. Is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, well, yeah, it's a Tehuti year coming up, right? 2024, you know? So, make sure that you are getting your divination on, right? Let Tehuti speak to you about, your life. You know what I'm saying? And, my name ain't Tehuti, by the way. Anybody who, I'm not, in my ego. When I say Tehuti speaks, Tehuti is who governs the oracle, right? The governor of the oracle is Tehuti. They call him Thoth in the Western traditions, right? His original name is Tehuti. Um, and so, when we say Tehuti speaks, we're saying Tehuti speaks because we do readings. We talk to God, right? Tehuti is the mouthpiece of God, right? It's the second sphere of the tree of life, right? So, you know, um, this is, where wisdom comes through, right? Tehuti and Ma'at, Jupiterian deities. Can someone follow this teaching with their own traditions, culture too? Yes, absolutely, right? Because this is universal, right? We we can see it's also how you can, understand the maturity of a religion, right? You know, see, okay, this is a way we can accomplish this, right? You have a sun sign, you have a moon sign, you have a rising sign, right? If you're dealing with the correct astrological system, then these are going to apply to you no matter what religion you are, right? So no matter what religion you are, if you were born at a certain time, you're going to be, a Sebek moon or a Tehuti sun, right? Things like that, right? So absolutely, understand where that fits on the tree of life, right? Understand how the tree of life is a blueprint of the spirit. It's it's what the various faculties of the spirit, are made up of, right? And that, as above, so below, is what's going on out in the universe as well, right? The spirit of God, right? The spirit of the all is synonymous with the spirit of man, right? So we see Sebek in here, we see Sebek out there, right? It's possible to now use the satellites, Mercury, right, to tap into that energy or that aspect, right, of your being, right. At the end of the day, we're talking about self, right? We're talking about self. There's only one spirit in the world. That self is connected to all things, right? And as above, so below. So absolutely, it's possible to be in another religion and deal with this stuff, right? 100%. What I mean? Yeah, the we get trained. We get, how you say, we get trained in such a way where we start being you know holding on to our religions, like in an egotistical kind of way, right? We hold on with our egos. We say, I'm Christian. Or I'm Muslim. Like, like I am what I am, and what you are is little. What I'm saying? No, all of those paths are, a path that the creator put here for people to learn through. It's the various levels of development will show you what religion you should be, or what religion you are, right? What religion you gravitate towards is going to be reflected, in your development. Or I should say, your development is going to be reflected in the path you take for religion. You know what I mean? What's funny about it is that all of those religions, everything that you can think of is codified on the tree. We can put Christianity at a particular place on the tree based on its characteristics, right? We can put Islam at another place on the tree based on the various characteristics, what we see from the individuals who are pious in these religions. What I mean? What we see from the religious teachings, right? We'll place, and we can put it right on the tree, in hierarchical order, right? So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's good to be universal. It's good to have a universal understanding of, life, spirituality, religion, etc. Yeah. So, so we're coming. I guess we're coming to the end of the string. I'm running out of stuff to say. If you guys got any more questions, what I'm saying, I can go in on that. Um, yeah. But yeah, I didn't expect a whole lot. Like I said, I didn't expect a stampede. I did my readings prior, what I'm saying? So I kind of knew what to expect. I knew it was going to be an intimate setting. That's what we call it. See, setback is about the words and the thoughts, right? The choice of words that we use, right? So we don't say, nobody came. We just say we had an intimate setting. Yeah, it was an intimate situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. So, okay, folks. Well, we're gonna go ahead and call it an end, right? You know what I mean? Observe the solstice, right? Again, this is the first day of the new year, okay? This is the day that the seasons change, right? The first day of the new year. This is, again, if you missed it in the beginning, the solstice lasts for 4 days. What happens during the solstice is the sun stops. So this is a time where the momentum, whatever you were doing in your spirit, you now have a time or a chance to stop and work on yourself, right? You can stop the momentum, right? So, say you were someone who, you're trying to deal with your smoking, right? Your smoking habit, right? Well, as the earth's, rotation goes, you're on a momentum, right? But when it stops, right, now you have the ability to focus, go into meditation, right? It's the time for meditation. It's the time for paying attention to your dreams. The Shepsu are, or the ancestors, right? The spiritual agents that assist us with life are going to be chatting at you right now, because now is the best time to do it. Now and the summer solstice, these are the true holy days, right? This is why, again, I'm repeating myself, but this is why we have Christmas at the 25th, because this is the day of the return of the sun, okay? The sun starts, now we're at a time, when the sun is the furthest away, right? You know, After we go through the 25th, we go back, we're going to get, the sun is going to make its way closer to us, and then we're going to go to the summertime, right? And the summer solstice, the sun is going to be the closest to the planet, right? And that's going to be another time of holy, of spiritual work and things like that, right? But yeah, use the time, folks. Use the time. You know what I mean? I've said stuff on the solstice. There's other people who say stuff on the solstice. This is the best time to develop a new habit, right? To crush out an old unwanted habit, right? To focus on your goals, to go into meditation and program yourself, right? Life is about programming ourselves, right? That's what we do in life. We program ourselves with what we want, what we don't want, right? So now is the perfect time to do it. You know what I mean? Take off work for the next few days, you know what I'm saying? And program yourself with what you want to see. All right. So I believe that's it, folks. We're going to say peace and love, and we're going to do it again. You know what I mean? We got to do this more often. You know what I'm saying? We do it more often. You know what I mean? I guess more people will show up. Something like that, right? But yeah, you know what I mean? Hopefully, y'all got a little bit of something. We didn't get to do too many readings, but, hopefully, I don't know, something comes through. You know what I'm saying? If so, leave it in the comments. Anybody who needs personal readings, I believe my information should be in the description box. Um, is it a free reading? Yes, it's a free reading. You must have got here very late because we had to end and you were reading. All right, well, yeah, yes, it's a free reading. We'll do a reading. You know what I mean? I got time. I ain't, when I cut off the camera, I'm gonna go back into meditation. So, uh, what's your question? Xnac X. Peace to you, by the way. Thanks for coming out. But what would you like to know? Anything? What should I ask? LOL, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so you were late. Okay, well, okay, so we spoke about, now's a good time for your resolutions, right? We talk about the New Year's resolution. So, is there something that maybe you want to ask God what you should be working on, right? What is, you know, what should you be working on? What personal conditioning or worldly pursuit or something like this, right? That you can go ahead and take into your next year to help grow you, to help you maintain, etc. Right? So let me know, right? Is that like where you want to go with it? Do you have a goal that you're trying to reach uh, in the world? Do you or in your spirit, etc. Okay, my name is Natalie. I that heart is right in the way. I can't see. IW. You just said, so we will go with that. Okay. All right. What I just said. Okay. All right. So I'm going. So I'm going to focus on your. Well, no. I want you to tell me whether or not you want it to be your. You want me to focus on your personal conditioning or your worldly pursuit, right? Which is it, right? Because I don't want to start talking about your personal stuff if you don't want me to. We can if you like, if you don't mind, but I gotta hear that from you. So hone it in for me, Natalie. Hone it in for me. Do you want to know about you know? Okay, personal conditioning. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Let's do it. Let us speak to Tehuti. Okay, so we're gonna ask about what should Natalie be working on in the new year, right? Personally, what personal conditionings is Natalie working on. Sebek. Good old Sebek. Tumaat. Sebek Tumaat. Okay. Sebek Tumaat. Sebek Tumaat. Nekabet Tumaat. Interesting. Okay. Sebek Tumaat. Nekabet Tumaat. All right. Okay. So you're going to be dealing with your thoughts, right? Right now, your personal conditioning has to do with depressive thoughts. Things are going to be, or you probably have the tendency to, second guess yourself, to doubt certain things, you know, hidden things. These are going to be hidden things. There's going to be in the background things that are hidden to, kind of, mess with your thoughts, right? You have a studious, right, disposition, right? You're mercurial. You have a curious sense, right? You have, you probably think a lot, right? You're probably a thinker, right? Well, you're gonna have things in the background that kind of, you're probably going to be thinking too much, or you can probably pick up on other people's thoughts, right? With that nekabet, you're going to have a level of psychicism there, right? So, you're going to have to balance your own thoughts versus the thoughts that you're picking up on. That's going to be part of what you're dealing with, or some of what you're dealing with, right? Um, you know, yeah, yeah. You're probably a heady person. You probably read a lot, study a lot, probably, very studious. You with that setback coming up, you're probably very mercurial. You probably even talk a lot, right? Um, you know, but that nekabet has the tendency to come in and, you know, make the thoughts depressive, right? If you don't, focus on things like lifting your vitality, then that's what it's going to do. Like, you should be someone who definitely has a level of, some workout regimen, right? Or your breathing exercises, right? Your yoga, right? You should put something like this in place, right? To deal with, you know, the depression that may come, right? Um, the depression that's associated with that nekabet, right? Um, you want to be vital, right? So that the thoughts that you have, because you have the potential for bright thoughts, right? You have the potential to do a lot with your thoughts, but as long as you keep your physical body in a non-depressive state, right? In a vital state, right? If you maintain your vitality, you can do a lot with that that reading, right? You can do a lot with your thoughts, right? Your thoughts can be very productive, right? Yeah. Um, so write that down, right? You should write that down, right? Because this is, what you just got was a snapshot of what's going on in your spirit, right? You don't, that's not something that you want to do 1,000 readings about, next week or next, in 6 months or something like that, um, maybe actually in 6 months you probably want to check on that, see what the oracle says, now about, how you've been and what you have forward from there, right? Let's do an EQ reading real quick. X nat X, and then a sebek to ma'at nikabet to ma'at, right? Right. So yeah, if y'all don't know me, I got the best handwriting in the world, right? So yeah, those who know, y'all know. All right, so let's do an E King reading real quick for X nat X. All right, we're asking about your personal conditioning. Let's see what the E King is telling us about your personal conditioning. Telling you. We have open stress, close, no, open stress, open stress, open. Open stress, open stress, open, open stress, open stress, open. Closed, open, close, open, closed, close, open, close. Okay, hexagram 35 into 38. Okay. Okay, 35th hexagram. Gosh dang it. This is what it looks like. 35th hexagram with lines 1 and 2 stressed, turning into hexagram 38. Alright. Okay, so that's the hexagram of progress. Alright, so you got the hexagram of progress going into the hexagram of opposition. Okay. So, right, so progress, sebek is the opener of the way, right? What it's saying is that the thoughts that you have can open your way, right? If you are having the right thoughts, right? This is very much about programming your mind. A sebek reading is about programming yourself, right? Using the mind in such a way where, you set it up to benefit you, right? It's a program, it's a computer, right? Just like you program a computer, right? You put the program in there and, it does what it does, right? How you're going to program yourself is through meditation, right? Scripts, right? Visualizing what it is that you want to achieve, what you want to do, right? What your mind is on, right? And also affirmations, right? The various things that you want to see from yourself. You want to affirm them, right? With a sebek reading like that, sebek nekabet, a good thing for you to do is, certain things that you want to see from yourself. Like, maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you have a goal, of sorts. Maybe you're a writer or something like that, or you're at school or something like that. Whatever it is, you want to put it on your mirror, right? Somewhere that you're going to be every day and you're going to look at every day, right? Put your affirmations up, right? So that you can affirm in your spirit what it is that you want, right? So the 35th hexagram is about progress, right? This is the way you make progress, right? By doing these various things to affect your spirit, right? And the first line is basically, the first line is the line, let's go ahead and get into it. See, I got my E King scrolls, right? These are the scrolls. This book is older than many people, you know what I'm saying? I keep it because, yeah, I like it. I like it like this, you know what I mean? It's made me feel like I'm doing something important, you know what I mean? All right, let's see here. Okay, so, okay. All right, so the general read the general commentary on the hexagram, right? Progress. The noble prince is honored with many horses. He is granted audience 3 times in a day. Three. Three is the number for Sebek, so that number is going to be significant for you this year. Three, right? Light. The trigram Li is over Earth. The trigram Kun. This represents the brilliance of the heavenly heart in the heavenly mind of man. This represents the brilliance of the heavenly heart in the heavenly mind of man. Since Kun also represents the people, it indicates that light is available to guide them. In a ruler or leader, it shows wisdom, knowledge, magnanimity, confidence, and freedom from jealousy. These are truly kingly persons in the best meaning of the word. Lesser men are like noble princes who support their ruler with fealty for the good of the country. They are rewarded generously. Horses were scarce in ancient China. So, having a horse was a symbol of, you know, being in upper class type of thing. These persons lead in external matters, while in inner wisdom they are an example to others. Their external lives are a reflection of their internal worth and greatness. As a ruler or leader, one welcomes such noble princes, is glad to see them frequently, and rewards them freely for their support and advice. All right. Those who are truly great reflect the glory and virtue of heaven. Okay. Those born in the second month will be more auspicious. So the Chinese New Year is in February. So their second month is actually March. So do with that what you will. The first line says, held back in progress. So basically, this is about progress, right? This is about the various, ways that we can see progression in a person's life, right? So held back in progress, perseverance brings good fortune. Meet lack of confidence in others with liberality towards them, no error, right? In trying to enlighten the lower strata of people, the bottom line is the trigram of Kun, that's in parentheses. One often runs into difficulty by such persons not being adequately prepared or literally incapable of receiving the messages or teachings. Persevering as well as liberal-minded regarding deficiencies is the right course. These are persons who are likely teachers or instructors who deal with a considerable number of people needing training or illumination. They will be quite knowledgeable, teaching with calmness, patience, and persistence. They may be, but need not be, professional teachers. All right, so, you chime in if you see any of this. But basically, this line deals with, exactly what I just said. Like, you may be trying to teach something or show something to somebody who you might not be so confident that they can get it right. Maybe it's complex information that this individual doesn't have any knowledge of, right? So, you kind of be gentle with them, that type of thing. Or also, this could be you in this situation, right? You could be the person who, some other individual needs to kind of like take light, not take lightly, but be cool, be light in terms of how they dealing with you. You might run across someone who, it may feel like someone's condescending kind of thing. That's because they're up here, quote unquote, pardon, and you're down here, that type of thing. I was gentle with the person and was met with anger. Loud, LOL. Yeah, that type of thing. Yeah, you're gentle with someone who, yeah, so it's like, they didn't have confidence in you. All right, well, don't even worry about it, right? It's like, treat what does it say? Liberty, practice liberty towards, in other words, you're going to be liberal. You're not going to be, harsh, in judging that, right? You see that you see that you were being correct, and then someone wasn't being correct. All right, don't judge it too harshly. You know what I mean? Just be cool. You know what I mean? Don't you can acknowledge this individual's deficiency or whatever. So it doesn't have to be so bad, right? That type of thing, right? For the most auspicious, he will be a person of firm resolve and noble in character. He will be just, dealing with others without favoritism. He will exercise great self discipline in his affairs and will always be in good order and progressive. For the least auspicious, he will try to achieve his goals without proper preparations or cooperations and will meet with frequent hindrances. He will not accomplish anything great and is likely to have a short life without much satisfaction. For the officer or official, he may be stopped in his progress by evil people. Business and professional, he should hold firm in the present situation. For ordinary people, foresight is lacking, so it is difficult to make any progress. All right, that's line one. All right, so line two goes sorrowful in his progress. Righteous persistence brings good fortune. Blessings are bestowed by one's ancestress. All right, the meaning of this line is quite similar to that of the first line, except the teaching is on a higher level. The persons depicted here are sorrowful because their own progress does not seem to be what it ought to be, nor does that of others. They instantly recognize the great many things that need to be done, but their leaders are few. Most others are people who are uncaring. Persistence in what is right will eventually bring good fortune. This line is the correlate of line 5, a yin line, so one is supported by one's ancestress, a female who has gone before. For the most auspicious, he will be an influential person uh, and concerned with the future of his country and its people if they're not pursuing a wise and judicious courses. All right, so this is, basically you see what it's saying. This is, you know, um, someone is seeing the mistakes of others around them, right? Someone is sorrowful because, people not getting it, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, that could be you in the circumstance. You could be around people who aren't getting it, and you feel like, okay, all right, you got to get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's saying blessings are bestowed by one's ancestors. So you know, yeah, it's just like this is not the worst situation. This is ultimately the hexagram is of progress. So it's like about having a mature outlook on things, right? You see where things aren't quite what they should be, right? But you kind of you have a certain you carry a certain disposition that you know irons it out, right? You iron it out with just the way that you are, right? You don't have to you know judge that harshly. You don't have to judge people harshly, right? So I should focus on self more. Well, we should always focus on self. Everything that you're gonna come across is a spiritual thing, right? Why? Because your spirit is in here, and this body is gonna be everywhere that you are, right? So, in other words, your spirit is gonna be everywhere, right? Everywhere that you are, every circumstance that you come through, it was going to have to be navigated through that which is inside your body, which is your spirit. So everything is a spiritual test, a spiritual challenge, a spiritual lesson, right? I always say it, life is a school. Each day should be a lesson. Each day is a classroom. What did you learn today? You know what I mean? Take that attitude, take an attitude of what did you learn today? Sebek again is about being a student, right? Also a teacher, right? You yeah. So be mindful of the lesson of the day. You know what I mean? As you go forward, right? Be curious. Don't be closed off. You know what I mean? With that sebek again, we're going back to the sebek, right? Um, but yeah, so let me go into the keynotes, right? So the first one for the first line is be magnanimous, right? In other words, you know, yeah, people are having problems understanding. You might not have confidence in this person, but be magnanimous. Be, don't be the type of individual who lets that person have it because, don't be a narcissist, right? Narcissists are generally, people who have there's something about their own, they have an inadequacy about them. So in order to puff themselves up, they belittle other people, right, in some way, right, in the way that they conduct themselves with them. Don't be that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you see that maybe you have things together where this person doesn't, so, or doesn't have it at least to where you do, right? But you don't have to let that person feel that. You know what I'm saying? You can be more magnanimous about it. You can be higher in disposition. You don't have to, peace, brother wandering sage, peace to you. Yeah, you don't have to let somebody have it just because they are not up to scratch like you are. That type of thing. Um, yeah, right. He will meet. You will find yourself held back if you try to proceed single-handedly. Meet the situation with love and kindness. There you go. Right. For line two, it's teach slowly for durable results. Right. Some progress is being made, but is not happy progress. Blessings and benefit may come from outside, probably from a woman. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's yeah. So you're making progress, but it's not quick as possible or quick as maybe what you would want it to be, right? So just be mindful of being the light in the situation. It's the hexagram of progress. So somewhere in there, you are the light in the situation. But if you don't follow it like that, this will turn into the 38, right? The 38th hexagram is the hexagram of opposition. So if you're not proceeding in this way where you're being magnanimous, right? If you're judging your students, right? Or something like this, maybe someone else in your presence, could be your mate, or, maybe, you're a father, it's your child, that type of thing. Then you're going to have problems with opposition, right? My curiosities have landed in a LOL of in a lot of trouble. Right. Okay. I got that. Yeah. That yeah. We can get in trouble through our subject faculty. Absolutely. Um, Wandering Sage says, boy oh boy, says I've been so busy lately that I forgot to do my solar objective reading for 2024. Okay, solar objective reading. Solar objective reading. You gotta break that down for me, bro. Solar objective reading. Are you saying for the yearly objective? Like you're reading for the year? Is that what you're saying? See, this is a Mercury cat right here. We gotta check to make sure we know what you're talking about, because you can be mercurial with it. You know what I mean? He says solar objective. I think you're saying your yearly reading, your focus for the year. Is that right? Sir, I thank you for the reading. No problem, no problem. Definitely, you're welcome. Absolutely. Made a lot of sense. Cool. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm glad it resonated. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you were able to, see yourself within these lines and, in these keynotes and stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I would suggest for you to get a copy of the Meduneter, right? Looks like Metu, Metuneter, Metuneter, right? By Ra'u Nefer Amen, right? Which breaks down the spiritual anatomy of God and man, right? Which is the tree of life, right? And, don't look at it necessarily, don't go into it as I'm going into it to learn the oracle, right? Go into it trying to understand the spiritual anatomy of God and man, right? You know, get that, master that, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised when you know, peep out the fact that you can now learn the oracle that's associated with this thing. Okay. Says, what exactly do the Wajet and Nekabet represent? What is the red curly thing? Okay. All right. Yeah, you're talking about Wajet and Nekabet. Okay. All right. So rather than getting into that over here, I'm going to say look at my video that I did. If you go to the playlist for, yeah, on my playlist, I have the Medunitary series, right? So in that series, I'll break down exactly the Wajet and Nekabet and what they're all about. All right, so my man Wandering Sage needs a reading for the year. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. But in a nutshell, you know what I'm saying? In a nutshell, we're talking about the psychical aspects of man, right? Uh, and, you know, in the world, like, it's represented as hidden intrigues and things like this, right? Things that are hidden, right? Things that are underneath the surface. Wajet and Nekabet was speaking about. Right. All right. But definitely go back and look at that. Look at the video. There's a couple videos. There's a few things. Look through the playlist. There's some stuff in there that being new to this information, you can definitely use up in the playlist. All right. Okay. Brother Ra says yearly reading, yearly focus reading. He says solar objective reading. That's some Mercury's right there. That's some Sebek stuff right there. That's a Sebek cat right there. You know what I mean? This guy takes from, yearly focus reading, solar objective. See, that's some Sebek stuff right there. You know what I mean? Watch out for that guy. All right, so let's do it. The solar objective reading for the brother Ra. Okay, what we focused on today, or this year, 2024. Geb to Ma'at. Geb to Ma'at. Geb to Ma'at. Look at that. Sebek is in the house, man. Everything is Sebek tonight. Geb to Ma'at. Sebek Hetep. Sebek Hetep. All right. That's right. That's good stuff, man. Geb to Ma'at. Sebek Hetep. Okay, so you have a very good chance at opening the way to your income, right? Your finances, right? Yeah, your finances in focus, right? And this could be you learning about something, right? Maybe this is the year you go through some sort of training, right, for income. Training for maybe, you're dealing with some real estate training, or you sebek, right? So, sebek is what? Like computer stuff, right? Programming, right? Maybe you are learning to be an engineer this year, right? You learning, or something like that, you know what I mean? Or something else, right? Something else communication wise. Maybe this is the year that you start your channel that I've been telling you to start for a while. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it has to do with SEBEC stuff, which is like communication, right? And income, right? You said that. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely here for you, right? This is whatever, gab situations, right? So we're talking about, your health and your wealth, right? So through dealing with your SEBEC faculty, you're gonna, you know, increase this wealth and health, right? You know, you take this whole, this is learning. This is learning about how to make income. This is learning about income right here. You know what I'm saying? Or learning about health, or both. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is also, you doing your, see, the thing about these readings is they are not just readings, right? Okay, yeah, I got a reading. No, this is like instruction piece, right? So now you're gonna apply the laws of Geb, right? You're gonna be focused on your diet. You're gonna be focused on, whether or not you're getting your sleep, right? You drinking water, right? What are you putting inside your body, right? Um, how are you dealing with the laws of Geb, right? And if you need to study up on it, right? Definitely some study is involved, because Sebek is on the case heteply, in a hetep way. See, only heteply, only Sebek mesh people can do stuff like that. Um, um, but yeah, you're gonna be studying about this Gab thing. You know what I'm saying? You might, take up a course on, forex trading or something like that, or crypto. Maybe you start your crypto, journey this year. Something like that, right? But yeah, this is about income and being Sebekian about it, right? So this is definitely about, chanting your, Geb mantra, right? To bolster the aspects of Geb, right? Your Sebek Almain, your mantra for bolstering that left brain capacity. This is what you're doing this year. You know what I'm saying? Let's check out the I Ching. Open. Open, open, closed. Open, open, closed. Open, close, open, stress, open, close, open, stress. 39 into the 53. Top line stress. 39 to the 53, top line. All right, 39 to the 53. So the 39, the hexagram of impediments. Hexagram of impediments, right? Impediments because each party wants to do it their own way, right? Not compromising, right? There's some level of, yeah, okay, now, all right, so that's an emotional thing. So that's another way to look at this Sebek reading, right? Watch your emotions, right? This is going to be, something, your emotions is being spoken about, right? With this 39 here, right? Because the 39 is, right, it's impediments. Impediments is when, each person has an idea of what they want to do, and they don't want to compromise with the other person. At the top line, you You trying to find a balance. At the top line, you trying to be, you know, uh, magnanimous, right? You're trying to be, let's see. Advancing leads to impediments. Remaining brings great good fortune. It is advantageous to see the great man. The top line has gone as far as it can. These persons have learned how to overcome impediments, so proceeding further would not be beneficial. Instead, it is a blessing to them if they stay where they are in life and support and help and bring along those up under them. Seeing the great man here means turning inward to find the guidance and inspiration for the actions they should take in their magnanimity. They will be great teachers and leaders, whether in the employ of others or acting independently. He will be greatly talented and a man of strong virtue who works unselfishly to serve his ruler and the people directly or indirectly. His efforts will be effective and he will establish great merit. He will have a favorable reputation and probably will become famous. Look at that, right? He will exert much influence and will have a good family and personal life. For the least auspicious, he will also lead a good life, influential life at a fairly high level. He will receive much support from others. Yo, this is the time to start your channel, bro. I've been telling you to start your channel for a minute. You know what I'm saying? This is saying that you need to start that channel, right? If in the mainstream of activity, he will be promoted. For business and professional, altruistic efforts will be productive. Ding, 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 ding. Right? He will associate with good people and gain profit. Right? For keynotes, on the fifth line, always use whatever leadership ability you have. Right? And at the fifth line, the difficulties are truly great. Through continued progress, right actions will be automatically received. Um, I'm sorry, wait. Through continued progress and right actions, you will automatically receive the help you need. There we go. Right? And then for line 6, always help others when you can. Right? And rely on your intuition, on the advice of great and good leader and you will conquer your difficulties. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, and this goes into to the 53rd hexagram. 53rd hexagram is the hexagram of development. Yo, you can't get no better than this, bro. You got a great year coming up. If you do what you're supposed to do at Sebek and Geb, right? Geb and Sebek, right? So, get your breathing practices on. You know what I mean? Do your breathing this year. Whatever, get your exercise regimen on. You know what I mean? Wherever you slacking in your diet, you know what I mean? Maybe you still busting down them Twinkies, man. You know what I'm saying? Cut it out. Cut it out. It might be the time to finally finish the nationality process. Okay. 53 has been popping up as of late, most recently for a potential relationship. It was set to Ma'at, Heharu to Ma'at 53. Okay. Yeah, well, this is telling you to get your gab together, right? Your money for that situation. You know what I mean? You're looking at relationship, get your dough right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. Get your dough right. Yeah, but this could be speaking about that. You know what I mean? Dealing with your emotions in relation to, communications. You know what I'm saying? I know, sometimes you can be a little bit crazy as far as how you be talking to the chicks. See, me and you, we done have some conversations, you know what I'm saying? So I know a little something already. But yeah, man, watch yourself. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to look at that gap. Yeah, you gotta do some setback programming. You gotta go within on, yeah. you okay, so if we look at this from the gab being the emotions, right? Gab being the emotions. Yeah, you're gonna have to really hone down, right? You're gonna have to get in there and understand what's going on with your emotions and why your thinking is the way it is concerning certain things, right? I'm looking at this in terms of like how you dealing with somebody else now. You know what I'm saying? How you dealing with another personality. You know what I mean? If your gab is pronounced, right, and you're dealing with somebody else, you're gonna have to really get, you gotta be a better communicator. You know, you're gonna have to really deal with your communication. And I don't know anything about her, right? But maybe it could be have something to do with her age, or your age in relation to her, that type of thing, right? But communication is going to be important, right? What you got? Offset had Haru. Whoa, whoa, okay. Yeah, well, right there, Offset had Haru, right? So you in the Sahu, right? You in the lower division of the spirit, right there, right? So you're gonna have emotional circumstances right there. That's one thing that's gonna happen, right? With that reading, it could be very harmonious, right? But you gotta watch how you you gotta watch yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta watch how you deal with it. You know what I mean? Offset is gonna be very emotional. So if you aren't communicating well, that's not gonna you're not gonna have a good time with that. You know what I mean? Heteru is, Heteru. Heteru is gonna be on our most sensual joint, you know what I'm saying? Relaxation is gonna be very, very much an issue, right? A focus, I should say. So yeah, you're gonna have to like you're gonna have to get on your sebek joint, right? Whereas usually you might be very stern or harsh with the way you talk or communicate, right? You're gonna have to get on your, you're gonna have to put more into it. You're gonna have to put more into it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, good stuff. It could work. You know what I mean? Let's drop some tarot cards real quick. All right. Okay. We got Five of Swords in the reverse. Hmm. Five of Swords in the read, bro. Nine of Wands on the bottom, right? Nine of Wands with this looks like the Six of Pentacle in the reverse. Okay, so this is speaking to the impediments, right? Here we talk. The tarot is pointing to the impediments. Nine of Wands. Okay, Five of Swords, right? Somebody's competitive here, and they're gonna lose. Somebody gonna lose with this one. You know what I'm saying? He says, hold on, where my old man's at? He says, yeah, 56 said maintain decorum while traversing the foreign lands. 56. Well, where did 56 come in? Is that what her reading was? Oh, okay. Right, with the girl. Okay, I got you. 56. Maintain the yeah, that makes sense. Right? That was from the E King Praxis. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Um, absolutely. Yeah, but what are we doing with this here? This is competition here, right? Yeah, if try to exert yourself in a, competitive way, or, like, how Western society, what I mean, this the male chauvinist kind of thing, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, perhaps that is having something to do with it, right? Because if we talk about relationships, right? We talking about, but again, we really we focus this on the year, right? This is saying don't be competitive, right? Nine of Wands, you're gonna have a tough time. You're gonna be, you're gonna be in the rough waters if you are dealing competitively, wherever we talking about, whether or not, because again, I'm trying to generalize it, right, to focus it for the year, but it may be talking about with this particular circumstance. But ultimately, you know, you're gonna be the wounded warrior out there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be having an issue, right? And the Six of Pentacles is in the re. All right, so that Six of Pentacles is about generosity, right? Reciprocity, right? Giving back, right? Equally in relationships, right? So where are you being selfish in your relationship focus, right? Hold on. Come on, body. Yeah, yeah. Where are you being? You know, I mean, you got Geb, you got Sebek Hetep, so I mean, you can work this out, like what I mean. But you definitely got to focus on which part of it is this, especially if you're talking about relationship. Relationship is not a place where you can have, be successful and have a Six of Pentacles reverse. You know what I'm saying? So it's about reciprocity. You know what I mean? This is about give and take. Back and forth with it. Right. Yeah. So yeah, be mindful. Be mind filled. Five of Swords in the re, Nine of Wands, and Six of P in the re. Yeah. So yeah, the competitive thing. You know what I mean? Vying, right? Um, Taking a superior position. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? This is going to wear on the emotions of you and her. You and the, if we're talking about relationship here, if relationship is going to be a big part of this year for you, right? Because this is a yearly reading, you know what I mean? Then, get out of your emotions. Make sure you're not in your emotions, or, make sure you take your emotions through this Sebek filter, right? Where you are, filtering out the BS, right? You got to filter this thing, right? You got to take it through a process. You got to all my aim this, you got to go into meditation on this to really identify where this gap is going to be. You know what I mean? And again, is it your income? Is it your finances? You know what I'm saying? You know, all of those things are, on the case, right? We spoke about giving, right? Where did we speak about giving? Was this the previous reading? I'm not sure. At some point, we were talking about how giving. Oh, I think it was the previous reading. Has something to do with giving. Um, Altruistic. Right. No, it was this reading. Altruistic pursuits, right? Again, don't sleep on this whole thing about, I mean, taking, your knowledge and, putting it out there in a channel. You know what I'm saying? This, I believe, is supported by this reading. Oh, right. This is what I was talking about with that, right? What part of you, is this? Tim, right? Here, again, if this is giving, right? If this is generosity, then, maybe giving what you know, right? If you know some stuff, right? And you're not giving, maybe it's this, right? So maybe this is what we're talking about. You know. Next card was Ace of Swords. So that's probably the truth. And another way to look at this Ace of Swords is new projects, right? New, something new, starting something new on a big scale. You know what I mean, or a large scale, right? Right. Be careful of the moon, right? Things hidden in the backgrounds, right? But the Ten of Cups is coming up behind that, right? So yeah, man, you got some stuff to do this year, bruh. You got some stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you invite me to the wedding. You know what I'm saying? If that's how it goes down. You know, but yeah, man. So I hope that helps, bro. I hope that helps. What else we got going on out there in the Ville? What does the tarot card only with the yearly read? Dag. I really cannot see what that says. Let me see if I do a different browser. Because he got the big old heart that's messing up the thing there. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All right. Does the tarot card only come with yearly reading? Does the tarot? Oh, you're saying why didn't I do a tarot card reading for you? That was a very diplomatic way to put that. I don't know. I don't know. It was like I was flowing. You know what I mean? I apologize for that. But you know what? I could drop you some tarot card readings for you, right? Yeah, because I didn't do a tarot reading here. Yeah, man. Hey, look, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. We'll go ahead and drop some tarot for the brother or X not X. I hope that's brother because I said it. I can't really see what the picture is. No, sister. Okay, yeah. I hate when I get it wrong. Hey, it's Mercury retrograde. That's my excuse. All right. All right. Let's draw some tarot for this sister. And your name is pretty neutral, so you know what I mean. All right. X Nat X. Natalie? Something like that? Nah, yeah, Natalie. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Could have been Nathaniel or something like that, though. All right. All right, let me get out my subject. All right, here we go. Whoa. All right. Okay. It dropped straight out, so let's take it. All right, and we got a. Whoa, this is a bunch of stuff here. Okay. All right, so we got first the Seven of Cups. Okay. Seven of Cups. Okay, remember we got Sebek to Ma'at, Nekebet to Ma'at. So we're in the realm of thoughts, learning, teaching, right? 35 into the 38, right? We were talking about 38 is what you call opposition, right? 35 is progress, 38 is opposition. So progress turning into opposition, you know what I mean, provided you don't deal with these first two lines right? All right. Seven of Cups is about choices, right? Options that sometimes could be like pie in the sky, this could be illusions as well. This could be, deluding ourselves on some level, right? Right? We got the Five of Pentacles. That's loss. Okay? That's, be careful with that Five of Pentacles, right? Guard yourself against loss. Two of Pentacles is reverse. Okay, so whatever, it's about bringing a balance to something, right? Two of Pentacles on the upright is about, kind of being out of balance, right? You're juggling things, right? So in the reverse, you're getting it together, right? It's coming together, right? Maybe you have a lot on your plate, a lot of things to deal with, right? You're thinking about a lot, you're dealing with a lot, but you're getting it together now with this in the reverse, right? There's Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles. The Chariot is in the upside down, right? In the reverse. Yeah, so yeah, this is the issue. This is the 38 right here. There's a fight. There's something that's stopping your movement, right? I'm saying a fight. I don't know why I'm saying a fight. I guess because I see this opposition here, right? But something is stopping your movement here. Something about balance, right? Your home situation. I don't, maybe you have a maybe you watch the decision you make where it regards your home situation, right? Your home life. Maybe you have a choice of places to be. Watch your decision here, right? Coming out of juggling. No, juggling could be, are you juggling partners? And maybe you upset somebody gets mad because you're juggling. I don't know, but your movement is stopped, right? Something's going to stop your movement if you don't pay attention to that, right? There's a tower, right? Tower comes up next. This is definitely lost. This is a rough circumstance here. This is something that's not too great. Okay. And then the King of Swords is in the reverse. Okay. King of Swords is like, this is many times, especially if this guy is in reverse like this is you know, air sign, was it Aquarius? Um, Aquarius, what are the air signs, y'all? Help me out. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Right? So, this could be a harsh tone, right? Someone takes a harsh tone in their communications, right? This could be very narcissistic behavior right here, either on your part or the part of somebody else. But this definitely is speaking to this 38, right? The Tarot and the E King are linking up here, right? And yeah, and the Knight of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, that's a fight, right? Somebody wants to fight you, or you want to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? Seven of Swords is in the reverse, so whatever the deception is being uncovered, right? The deception is, is being made, brought to the light, kind of thing, right? So yeah. Now this Seven of Cups, going back to the Seven of Cups in the beginning of this portion, this could be that neck of bet, right? Neck of bet, pie in the sky, right? Something that appears differently than what it is. So you got to look out for that. Look out for something appearing a little differently than what it actually is. Right, okay, I'm gonna get with that 1 second. Yeah. But yeah, this is not necessarily the most easiest road here, right? The easiest road if I get my Sebek right. So yeah, this is about opening the way with Sebek. So all right, so we see a challenging situation here, right? We have a Medunataire reading that tells us Sebek to Ma'at, Nekabet to Ma'at. So you got to get the Sebek mantra, right? How you can affect this or work this such that you can balance it, right? Such that it balances out, right? Is to chant that Sebek mantra, right? And also the Amen mantra, which Nekabet and Wajet have the same mantra or vibration, right? the how you say the remedy for the nekebet and wajet vibration is amen's vibration. Okay, so you want to get that mantra, right? There's also what's good for this combination is a sebek purification mantra, right? It's an Om Bam sebek meditation that you get when you see this combination here. Pardon me. But yeah, you want to look into that. You want to, get with your, see, it's sometimes dealing with, you're going to have to track down these mantra tapes through a SAR set, right? A SAR set is, pretty much, Shekhem Shekem's, you know, uh, society, right? And they sell the mantra tapes and things like that, right? I don't get anything from pumping a SAR set. They are, where I learned a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I give back that props in terms of that, but I don't make anything. So, but definitely, I'm going to tell you to get with a SAR set. Figure out, find out, get online and see who has the mantra tapes. You know, but you can correct a lot of this stuff with your focus on Sebek and Amen. Amen and Sebek. That's the way you clean this up. But yeah, if not, you're gonna be looking at an argumentative situation here, right? You got a couple cards of argument, right? You got the Chariot reverse, you got the Tower, you got the King of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody who's dealing in a narcissistic way, and you got on the very bottom, you got the Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness! And right behind him is the Devil. Right. So yeah, so you're gonna have to be, you know, studious, right? You're gonna have to study this, right? I hope you wrote all this stuff down, right? Write this stuff down. Sebek to Ma'at, Nekabet to Ma'at. I know my handwriting is beautiful, but you got to get over that, right? And try and decipher the situation here. Right, we got the 35 with lines 1 and line 2 into the 38. Okay. Right, and again, if I'll run it off, and you can check the video later. There was the 7 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles reversed, the Chariot reversed, Tower straight up, King of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords on the bottom. Right under that guy is that guy, the Devil. Okay? And at some point in the in the breakdown, we also saw the 7 of Swords here. Oh, but it was in reverse. Okay, so this is a good thing actually. This is a good portion on here, but there's something being. It looks like something is hidden from your sight that you have to uncover. There is some narcissistic character in the wind, waiting in the wings. Some narcissist that you got to deal with. Yeah. Causing this Knight of Swords conflict. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's a lot right there. My reading is very depressing. Well, see again. So that's what we talked about, right? We talked about your need to get with Amen, right? So here's the thing about divination. You have to go into divination as Oser. Oser is, the Godhead, right? You have to, if you don't go into, see, if you go in as your person, right? The limited being that, has phobias and, doesn't like to hear this and has a problem when they hear this and is triggered about this, right? Then you're not going to get the best out of that counseling session, right? You have to go into, whether you're a diviner doing the readings for yourself or for others, right? Or the one receiving the readings. You have to be in your higher self in order to really receive the message being delivered there. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not going to be the most, prettiest thing. But I'm going to tell you again, like with Sebek on the case, the first card popped out is Sebek. That's bright light. That's an opening of the way, right? So if you navigate this whole reading through Sebek, then you can do well in the reading. You can correct the stuff because you'll open the way. You what you're going to be doing is seeking the proper thoughts. And the thoughts are going to open or close your way, right? The thoughts that you dwell on are going to be the things that open or close your way. So if you dwell on the proper thoughts, right? If you go and grab and attain the proper thoughts, right? Through your meditation, right? Through dealing with the vibration of Om, right? You deal with that vibration, you can correct the stuff, and it doesn't have to be a depressing reading. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what I mean? I dealt with a dark deceased reading, bro. Or sis, I'm sorry. We say bro, everybody's bro these days. Even if you got gray hairs. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, it don't have to be depressing. It's only depressing if you are steeped in your lower self, right? Your that part of you that's susceptible to the negative emotions, right? And with that neck of bed on the table, that could possibly be, your thing. You know what I mean? But again, this is a meditation oracle. This is not just some, you know, cards. You know what I mean? Random. No, this is the spirit, a snapshot of the spirit, and the meditations, the vibrations, the colors, right? The scents that go with it, right? You want to, put on your Sebek yellow. You know what I'm saying? Get your lavender oil. Make sure put it on your, what I mean, so that when you talking and it's in you, right? You're getting assisted by these things that are Sebek, right? Sebek will assist you with this reading for this, what we asked for, right? Yeah. So so use that. You know what I mean? Use that. It's depressing because I was treated unfairly and I'm unable to make the situation right. Mm, okay. Well, again, we talking about the realm of thoughts. So first thing you want to say is, first thing you don't want to say is, I'm unable, right? You just put a judgment on what you're able to do and not able to do. You just said you're unable. So you just told the situation that it's going to defeat you. When that ain't what you're supposed to do, right? Don't, be open, right? You didn't get Sebek Tem, so that's the thing. Like it's like you could have got Sebek Tem, which is negative, right? You got Sebek 2. So it's all about what you tell yourself. It's all about what you tell yourself about the situation. You know what I mean? Don't say it's, that you're unable to, defeat it, because I can bet you any amount of money that the minute you start chanting on bomb or on my aim, right? Then the solution is going to pop in your head. Or you if you vibe in that, you know, that zone, right? You're gonna watch the situation go in such a way where it doesn't have to be the worst. You know what I'm saying? Where there can be a amicable solution to the situation. You know what I mean? I don't know what the situation is, but you know, yeah, it seems like you're definitely dealing with something. I'm new to this, so I don't understand any of this. Wow. Okay. But I feel it, and I thank you. Yeah. All right. That's yeah. Well, again, I say to you, seek out the Meduna Tear, Volume One. Right. Check out my videos. Right. Talking about Sebek, talking about Nekebet, talking about Amen. Okay. Understand what you are. Right. So you don't know anything about this stuff. You know, Dealing with the tree of life, we understand that it's as above, so below. This is what the ancient Egyptians were able to, do all of the wondrous things that they were able to do through their knowledge of as above, so below, right? They understood who they were walking this planet, right? We are all beings that have access to the divine, right? Everybody on this planet has the ability to go within and reach God, right? But if you don't believe that, then you will never, that will never be a reality for you, right? If you don't understand that this is something that's true, right, then it'll never be true for you, right? That's what we say about Sebek and the thoughts, right? So understand that stuff. That definitely understand that stuff. All right. If you need, more, reading counsel, whatever, my information is in the description. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. But if not, you can get my stuff off any of the videos. My just email me. I'm at saanuaka@gmail.com. It's SAANUAQA@gmail.com, and we can discuss it more. All right, now the wandering sage is speaking. All right, let me see. I'm not able to. Good one. Follow my Haitian culture. All right. Be above your lower emotions. Absolutely. Right. What's that? Okay, hold up. I'm trying to get this thing up. It went. Oh boy. Okay. Trying to see what the sage was saying to me here. Relationship. She helps me out a lot, and we have a vibe. I did a reading on what were the results. Okay. Reading, good one, LOL. Okay. All right, I got you. All right, so we got, it looks like a couple other people, new people to the chat here. We have Shuet Bebach, Rock Steady, the second Bach, right? Rock Steady 2 Bach, be above. Okay, right. Peace to you. All right. Nina Early Productions says the volume is too low. I'll have to catch the replay. Thank you for sharing tree life knowledge that been removed from. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, so I don't know about the volume here. Oh, is that something? Is that better with the volume? Did I just do anything? Y'all let me know. All right. Okay, so I'm not even sure how much time we got left. Peace, brother. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Heads up to you as well. And Alafia and all that good stuff. Rock steady. You sound like one of them back spinners, them pop lockers. You know what I'm saying? Rock steady, You know what I'm saying? I remember them. Those are my peoples. Um, yeah. All right. Well, yo, thank y'all for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't look like we got too much more going, and I'm not even sure how long we've been here, but yeah, we've been here for a minute, so it's good stuff. But yeah, we're gonna do this again at some point, soon, right? I gotta let you know we have upcoming we're going to be dealing with the I King, right? I have not been able to get my hands on the I King praxis, but we're going to deal with it anyway, right? Because yeah, this has been a ambition of mine for the longest time, right? To do some classes on the I King. Y'all don't know I have a book that I produced on the I King, right? For people who are new to the I King, beginners. Um, you know, Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. I see y'all. I'm gonna hang around, right? But yeah. So yeah, you need that information. It's down there. So how I'm gonna deal with it is I'm gonna do it, in a way where I'm not really, I'm gonna make it such that I don't, how you say, take my own thunder, right? So when I do the E King, I'm gonna do it in such a way where, you still can get the book and learn how to do the E King readings, but we're gonna break down the hexagrams and understand the keynotes to the various hexagrams of the I Ching, right? So you can actually use the book in conjunction with the videos, right? When you do I Ching readings, you can go back to the video to break down what the keynotes are, etc., etc. All right, let me see. What we talking about? Sage advice. One more question. All right, Nat has one more question. Sage Advice says, you ever think about incorporating astrological houses into your readings? Astrological houses. I mean, yeah. I mean that's a thought. That's a thought. Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I recently got some dye, and I was gonna do exactly that using the dye. Some dice, right? I was going to do exactly that. Right? I, yeah, that happened yesterday. So yeah, yeah. So when I can go ahead and do that right, I'm going to do that. Actually, good suggestion. Absolutely. But yeah, we right here. We right here. um, let's see. Does the E King change over time, and what is it? Okay. All right. Okay. So all right, so the E King. So what is it? Okay, so the E King is composed of 8 trigrams, right? These trigrams are doubled to compose a hexagram, right? And when you double the 8 hexagrams, you get 64 trigrams with 6 lines apiece, right? Each hexagram has 6 lines or six, the general focus, right, or the general theme of the hexagram is one thing, but there's 6 different degrees of it that are being spoken about, right? So in totality, the I King has, I believe, it's 256 uh, lines of speak on the various issues, right? And the 64 hexagrams make up the whole gamut of life, right? What's going on in life. So you abstract your circumstance to the hexagrams and lines, right? And you get a very specific, or very closely related, keynote to your related details that are going on, in your question, right? So I King is, and it's very high council, right? I King is, again, the I King says itself that I was designed for superior men and women, right? Or Chinese, the ancient Chinese was a little chauvinistic. They said superior men, right? But we gonna add it on there, right, for the women, right? Superior men and women, right? So what does that mean? That means people who are focused on elevation of the spirit, not so much just existing in this life, right, without thinking about the deeper questions of life, right? So that's what we're talking about when we're dealing with the I King. Absolutely. E King change over time, and yes, the E King does change over time. Like you know, the first hexagram changes into the next hexagram according to the various lines, right? And depending on what we're asking about, because development changes, right? Yeah, you want to ask, on both the I Ching and the Meduna Tarot and the Tarot, like, are going to say different things about your development at different times. So yeah, it's necessary to do cyclical readings, right? You want to ask about, what should be my focus for this new cycle, this new monthly cycle, this new moon cycle, right? This new solar cycle, the year, right? What my man, the sage was talking about. um, but yeah, yeah, absolutely. Over time, things change spiritually with how you are moving spiritually. So if you are changing, then absolutely things are changing. Wandering sage, by the way. Yeah, I figured it. I figured so much. I figured that the sage advice was the wandering sage. Extraordinarily high. All right. How about sage advice TV? Okay. All right. Yeah, man. You can do it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think I got everybody. Maybe you should do some Zoom book club on volume one. Do some Zoom book club? I haven't heard of it. Maybe you should do some Zoom book club on volume one, says Chouette Bebop Rocksteady. I don't know what that is. What is that? What's that about? Is that some type of book club? Zoom book club? Is that okay? Is that? It sounds like it's like hosting or curating a book club. Okay, I'm brainstorming channel names. I get it. I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, yeah. Perhaps that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there is something to that. You know what I mean? Got to look into it. My thing is time. You know what I mean? My time isn't the greatest right now since YouTube is not my main source of income. Or yeah, any source of income at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if that changes, I'm looking forward to change soon. You know what I mean? Coming up, but yeah, and then we'll have more time to do stuff like that Zoom book club type of thing. Uh, you know, but yeah, we gonna fit this stuff in how we can. You know what I'm saying? Can't do what we can't do, but we can do what we can. Said like a true civic mesh. Uh, let's see. Doing a study group for the Meduna volumes sounds dope. But this is definitely about a fact. But time is definitely about a factor. Yeah, yeah. I mean, in our way, this is actually a study group for the Meduna. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you checked out my Meduna series, the 16 series. I think it's called Meduna Lessons. Yeah, you want to check that out. Absolutely, you want to check that out. Oh, wait, that's the sage. Yeah, you know that. You know that already. Bebop says Medunite. Right, okay, indeed, indeed. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sage Advice TV. I don't know. I don't know about the flow on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something more flowy. You know what I mean? Something to make it flow better. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta work it out. You know what I mean? Chant on my aim with it. So I can show you what to say. Yeah. All right. So I think that's about it, folks. We're gonna go ahead and graduate from this. Yeah. Get your fast on, folks. Get your meditation on. You know what I'm saying? Get your breathing exercises in. Make your New Year's resolutions. You know what I'm saying? And work it. Work it. My ascendant, my ascendant. I am a Capricorn ascendant. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Yeah. Capricorn in the house. Peace, peace. All right. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna say peace to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do it again. All right. Yeah, wasn't a whole lot of this, but I felt good about this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. Hopefully we do. Y'all see y'all back when we do it again. Peace, y'all.